Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365. In today's video, I will be going over the new Blu-ray and 4K Ultra HD releases coming to stores and online retailers for June 24th, 2025. I will leave direct Amazon links for my picks of the week in the comment section below. One of the big releases on Tuesday is a Minecraft movie coming to both Blu-ray and 4K. Both of these standard editions should be readily available at most brick-and-mortar locations. For you Steelbook collectors, there will be a non-exclusive Steelbook available mostly at online retailers, but it may pop up in certain locations such as Walmart. Speaking of Walmart, they will have an exclusive Blu-ray version of their own, only available at that retailer, and it should be on their shelves this week. Disney's live-action Snow White is coming to physical media this week. It will be available as a Blu-ray and a non-exclusive Steelbook. Now, the Blu-ray should be in most brick-and-mortar locations. The Steelbook is going to be mostly online. The action comedy Novocaine is getting a 4K release this week from Paramount, and this will be available as a slipcover and a non-exclusive Steelbook. There won't be a standalone Blu-ray, so you'll have to pick up the 4K if you want the Blu-ray edition. This week, Warner Brothers is releasing a long-anticipated action film. Lethal Weapon will be out on 4K, and this will be available as a slipcover and a non-exclusive Steelbook. This week, Bring It On is getting a 4K release from Shout Factory and will be available primarily at online retailers. Shout Factory is also releasing a standard version of Oliver Stone's JFK. The horror comedy The Monkey will be out on Blu-ray and 4K this week, and both are expected to be readily available at online retailers. A 4K Steelbook edition of Longlegs starring Nicolas Cage will be out this Tuesday. Sony is re-releasing the original I Know What You Did Last Summer on 4K, this time as a non-exclusive Steelbook. Sony also has the comedy drama St. Elmo's Fire coming to 4K in a 40th anniversary edition. This week, Radiance Films is releasing their first 4K, and the film Palindromes will be out, and it is getting both a Blu-ray and 4K release. Radiance Films also has a Blu-ray edition of the 1961 film The Tale of Oiwa's Ghost, and Black Tie Killers will be available. These three films, once part of a collection from Radiance Films, are getting individual releases on Tuesday: the 1968 film The Snow Woman, The Ghost of Yotsuya, and The Bride from Hades. WB Archive has some releases coming out this week, including a Blu-ray and 4K of the film High Society. And 1945's The Enchanted Cottage is getting a Blu-ray from WB Archive, as well as 1951's His Kind of Woman. Natalie Wood stars in Splendor in the Grass, and a Blu-ray edition of 1954's Executive Suite starring William Holden. And the 1948 romance musical A Date with Judy will be available this week, and The Citadel. WB Archive also has Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Looney Tunes Platinum Collection. Sony this week has the 1962 film Experiment in Terror coming to Blu-ray. This Tuesday, Severin has some releases, including Jack the Ripper, which is getting a 4K, as well as the film Eaten Alive. Severin also has some standard releases of their Blu-ray and 4K of Slave of the Cannibal God coming out this week. Last Cannibal World is also getting a Blu-ray and 4K standard release. Severin also has Blu-rays and 4Ks of Doctor Who and the Daleks coming out, as well as Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD. Severin also has a Blu-ray release of the film Unknown World. Coming this week from Powerhouse Films, a 4K edition of The Shiver of the Vampires and Fascination is getting a 4K release. Powerhouse also has dual releases, both Blu-ray and 4K, of The Ship That Died of Shame. In addition, The Gentle Gunman is getting a Blu-ray and 4K this week from Powerhouse. And a Blu-ray edition of the 1970 film A Day at the Beach will be available this week. A Blu-ray edition of the film Sleeping Beauty will be out, as well as the film Ephus. Coming to Blu-ray, Made in New Jersey, films from Fort Lee, and MVD Visual has the 1998 film One Tough Cop. Coming from the Cohen Media Group, The President's Wife, and the musical drama Breaking Glass will be available. The 2025 action thriller Stand Your Ground will be out on Blu, and the 1941 film The Blood of Jesus. Filmmasters has Convict's Code from 1939 out on Blu-ray, and the double feature Mysteries Pastorale 1943 will be available this Tuesday. Philip Seymour Hoffman stars in the film Capote, which is getting both a Blu-ray and a media book edition. Well, it's the end of another month, so that means it's time for some wide-release Vinegar Syndrome and their partner label titles coming to various online retailers. Tilda Swinton stars in Female Perversions, and Joy of Sex is also getting a Blu-ray standard release. The Scare Film Archives Volume 2 Danger Stories will be available this week, and 2024's Consumed. A Blu-ray edition of the film The Bunny Game will be available this week, and 2001's crime drama Batting West Side. Vinegar Syndrome also has the film The Wait available on Blu-ray this week. Vinegar also has some Shudder releases coming out, including Destroy All Neighbors and Blood Quantum. Red Island, a 2024 drama, will be available, and Action, The October Crisis of 1970 is getting a release. Vinegar also has the double feature The Monopoly of Violence and A German Youth. The 2005 film You Are Alone will be available this Tuesday, and Time to Die will be out. Vinegar Syndrome also has some Blu-ray documentaries coming this week, Satan Wants You, and A Life in Dirty Movies. Kino Lorber has some 4K releases coming out this week, including the comedy Road Trip, and Mouse Hunt, starring Nathan Lane, will be getting the 4K treatment. The Peacemaker, starring George Clooney and Nicole Kidman, is coming to 4K this week from Kino. Out on Blu-ray this week, Kino also has Rustler's Rhapsody, the 1985 film starring Tom Berenger. 1973's The Blues Under the Skin is getting a release, and the 2009 drama Handsome Harry. Kino also has the latest edition of the Audie Murphy Collection, Volume 5, and this will be available at online retailers. On the TV Blu-ray front, the latest Doctor Who makes his debut on physical media as Doctor Who Season 1, and there will be Doctor Who The War Games in color. A Steelbook edition of Sonic Prime The Complete Series will be available this Tuesday. And finally this Tuesday, a couple of releases from both Arrow Video and the Criterion Collection, and as a reminder, most of these can be found locally at Barnes & Noble and of course various online retailers. The long-anticipated release of Dark City is coming to both Blu-ray and 4K this week from Arrow. Arrow also has a Blu-ray edition of the film The Invisible Swordsman this week. As for Criterion, they will be releasing William Friedkin's Sorcerer, and this will be coming to both Blu-ray and 4K. Also coming to Blu-ray and 4K from Criterion, 32 short films about Glenn Gould. As for my own pickups this week, I've already received my Groove order for the Lethal Weapon Steelbook. I've watched it, and I'm going to be posting a review on Tuesday. And I also decided to pick up from Amazon The Monkey. I saw this one in theaters. It's honestly one of my favorite horror comedies that was released recently, so I can't wait to check this one out on the format. I also ordered both High Society and St. Elmo's Fire on 4K from Amazon. My St. Elmo's Fire unexpectedly arrived early. I've already watched it. Very decent transfer. And High Society, I cannot wait. I've heard really good things of how this one turned out. I'm also expecting the Kino Lorber releases of both Road Trip and The Peacemaker. Road Trip I've seen recently. The Peacemaker, it's been a few years, so I'll be interested in giving this one a revisit. And Arrow Video had already sent me my copy of Dark City on 4K about a week and a half ago. I've watched it, reviewed it, so if you want to hear my thoughts, head on over and check out that review. And even though I'm technically not picking this one up on Tuesday, as the Criterion 50% off sale is going to be going live from Barnes & Noble in the next few days, I'm hearing June 27th, but William Friedkin's Sorcerer, I'm definitely going to be picking this one up. So that is what's coming to both Blu-ray and 4K for the week of June 24th, 2025. Don't forget to head on over to the comments section below. I will leave my direct Amazon links for my picks of the week. And now I want to hear from you. What titles that I talk about this week are you planning to pick up for yourself on Tuesday? And finally, a special thank you to all my Patreons for your continued support. It is very much appreciated. If you would like to support me through Patreon, I will leave a link in the description of this video. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.